Welcome back, guys, to the last episode of the course. And like we mentioned in the last video, we need to work on a couple different final polishes. And I think it's definitely going to push this to the next level. So first thing I'm going to do is select our backdrop and basically dial down the roughness. So let's go to material. And you guys can change the base color to whatever you want. I just chose blue, but you guys can do that. And I want to dial down the roughness so we can get some type of reflectivity. I don't want it to be too reflective, but definitely to catch some type of reflections on it. Now, with a cereal box, we want to add some roughness to it, some roughness details. So I want to select the box, go to shading, and let's select it here as well. And let's press period on the number pad, not the keyboard, but the number pad on the keyboard, so we can focus on this object. And I'm just going to rotate around so I can see this a bit better. And notice we have some low resolution on this, so depending on how good we do with this detail we're going to add right now with the displacement, we may need to go back and add more resolution. So first thing I'm going to do is spread out these nodes here. And just like we did with the Fruit Loop, we just want to add a couple nodes. So let's press Shift A, go to the search area, and let's search up texture coordinates. And that allows us to, basically slide our texture to different coordinates on the UVs. Now let's add a noise texture. Shift A, go to search, noise, and not white noise, but noise texture. And third, we just need a displacement. So just type in displacement, not vector displacement, but just regular displacement here. And let's go to the object of the texture coordinates and drag that into the vector. Where are you hiding at? We're going to choose the vector and drag that into the height of the displacement. And let's go up to the material output, drag this down so it's easier to see our displacement being plugged into the displacement of the output. Now remember, it's drastic right now because our scale is a little bit bigger or smaller than what's here. So that's why we have the texture coordinates, so we can adjust that. So first thing I'm going to do is basically choose a scale, and I'll choose something closer to 14. For details, let's go, we can leave it at 2.0 for now. Roughness is going to change because I'm going to change that over here in a second. So we'll just change it to 0.3 for now. Distortion is the main thing we need to change so we can make this a lot smaller. So what we'll do is add maybe 28.7. Maybe good for this. That looks great. Got some nice detail there. And if we want to, we can change the mid-level and scale as we see fit. Let's change the mid-level to maybe 6.3 or 6.2. And we'll change the scale to maybe 0.10 or 0.1. And this looks great. It's nice detail. You'll be able to catch some of this in the renderer. So let's do a quick, let's go back to the layout. And let's see how this looks when we turn on Cycles Renderer. Leave it for a bit, let it do its magic. And one thing I want to do before we move on is basically dial down the roughness a bit so we can get more refraction going on, as well as more reflectivity. So here we're at 0.5. We need to dial that down a bit. So let's go to something closer to maybe 0.3. Yeah, this looks great right here. And let's do, let's go to our render settings, which is this icon above, and let's toggle on our viewport denoising. And I already checked on my rendering denoiser. Now I just need to change my max samples and my min samples. So my min, I'll change that to around 300 for my minimal amount of samples I want to use. And I don't need nowhere near 2K textures, 2K sampling, so I'll change that to maybe 500 for max. Enter. And same thing for the viewport. I don't need that many, so I'll change that to 500 as well. Now I can press File, Save, and I can press F12 to render this out. And let me press N so I can get rid of this. So F12, let that render. And we can middle mouse scroll out to see the entire frame. And one thing that's good to note as well is the top, as it renders the samples, you can see where it's close to being finished. So you see 25 out of 500 lets you know how far it is away from being done. And also as well, you can see when the image starts to clear up, if you even need to go as far as 500 samples. So depending on the specs on your PC, you may need to adjust this accordingly. And I'm just gonna let this do its magic. I'm liking the way this turns out. You see that refraction here on the opening of the box of cereal, and that's exactly what I want to go for. So I'm gonna let this do its magic. Alright guys, looks like our rendering is now complete. It's done. And I'm loving the results, guys. This is, I give it an 11 out of 10. We did some modeled the box, the bowl, the spoon, and the backdrop, as well as the Fruit Loops that we use as particles. We did some fluid sims. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. We did a little bit of lighting as well. I didn't touch too much on lighting, but hopefully you guys didn't struggle too much on that. And here's our result. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, comment, let me know your favorite part, and let me know if you learned something, as well as share, guys. Share the knowledge. Let someone else know about the course. And if you guys want to further this and take it into Photoshop and add some, depth of field to it, you can do that easily. You can go up to where it says Image, Save As, and you can save it out. So I'll save this to my desktop somewhere. I'll name this, actually I'll save this to my project, my Fruit Loop project. I'll right click, create a new folder, and I'll name this Ending Results. Save this in that folder. And right now you can change the format from PNG to whatever you want. I'll leave it as PNG for now, and I'll name this Final Results. So that's how you take your, oh, I spelled that wrong. And I'll save this out. So like I said, guys, if you guys enjoyed this, give the video a thumbs up, comment your favorite part, let me know if you learned something. We covered a lot of ground in this video. We did some modeled the box, did some UV layouts, projection. We did particle instancing with the Fruit Loops. We did materials. We learned about transparency, did some fluid sims. So we pretty much covered everything in Blender. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, share with a friend, like, and I'll catch you guys